The sun beat down on the savanna. Vast and unforgiving, the land stretched out under a sky of endless blue. This was the home of the Ngoma tribe, their lives intertwined with the rhythms of the land. They lived by ancient laws, respecting the delicate balance between man and nature. There was a palpable respect for the unseen, a primal fear of the unknown. For generations, they had heeded the warnings whispered on the wind, warnings of a darkness that lurked in the shadows. The elders, keepers of ancient wisdom, spoke of a time when the moon would bleed, a time when the barrier between worlds would thin. During this time, they said, the spirits of the restless dead would roam. These were not tales told to frighten children, but solemn warnings passed down through generations. The Ngoma tribe knew that to ignore the whispers of the ancestors was to invite doom. The air grew heavy, thick with a foreboding silence. Gone were the usual sounds of the savanna, the chirping of insects replaced by a disquieting stillness. The wind, once a gentle caress, now howled like a banshee through the dry grass. Even the animals seemed to sense the impending doom, their usual nocturnal symphony replaced by an unnerving quiet. The elders, their faces etched with worry, gathered around flickering firelight. They spoke in hushed tones, their words heavy with dread. The signs were undeniable. The omens had spoken. The night of the red moon was upon them. This was no ordinary eclipse, but a rare celestial event that heralded a time of chaos and terror. Fear, primal and instinctive, gripped the hearts of the Ngoma tribe. As the sun dipped below the horizon, the sky began to shift and change. An unnatural crimson glow spread across the heavens, casting an eerie blood-red light upon the land. The moon, full and fat, slowly began to take on a sinister reddish hue. A hush fell over the village as the Ngoma people retreated to their huts, fear lending speed to their steps. They huddled together, seeking comfort in numbers against the encroaching darkness. And then it began. A low, guttural moan seemed to rise from the very earth itself, growing in intensity until it became a soul-wrenching wail. The ground trembled beneath their feet as if the earth itself was in pain. Fear, raw and consuming, gripped the hearts of the Ngoma. This was a night like no other, a night when the veil between the living and the dead would be torn asunder. Section 4. The Hunter Hunted. Mutombo, the bravest warrior of the Ngoma, gripped his spear tightly. He was tasked with protecting his people, his heart pounding a war drum against his ribs. A blood-curdling scream pierced the night, followed by another and another. Terror tightened its grip. He knew that the stories were true, that the restless spirits were among them. Shadows danced in the red moonlight, taking on grotesque and terrifying forms. The air grew thick with the stench of decay, the smell of death and rot. Something was hunting them, something ancient and evil. He had to find the source, had to protect his people. He was their only hope. Section 5. Silence. The blood-red moon continued its reign of terror throughout the night. The air was thick with the screams of the living and the moans of the dead. The ground vibrated with an unseen energy. Then, as quickly as it began, it stopped. The eerie silence that followed was more terrifying than the chaos that had preceded it. The red moon retreated, replaced by the first light of dawn. A new day had begun, but the horrors of the night lingered. The villagers emerged from their huts, their faces etched with terror and loss. The village, once full of life and laughter, was eerily silent. Mutombo was gone. The savanna stretched out before them, vast and unforgiving. The wind whispered through the dry grass, carrying with it the memory of the night's horrors. The spirits had retreated for now. But the Ngoma people knew that the night of the red moon would forever be seared into their collective memory, a chilling reminder of the darkness that lurked just beyond the veil of reality.